What's up, everybody? Matt Gajewski here, back again with the Awesemo Fantasy Football channel. And today we're talking some NFL draft prospects kicking off the running back position. Before we get started, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all other content goes live. We are also brought to you today from Underdog Fantasy, and they are best known for their best ball drafts, but they have so much more available to you. Everything from live drafts to pick'em contests where you can make up to 20x your entry fee. If you use the promo code Awesemo right now, you are going to get a match deposit bonus up to $100. So make sure to get started with Underdog Fantasy today. And we are kicking off the running back position with Iowa State's Breece Hall, a very impressive prospect. When we just look at him from a size and athletic perspective, Breece Hall looks like one of the better prospects to come out in recent memory. This is a guy that stands 5'11". He's 217 pounds, played his college ball at Iowa State, ran a blazing 4.39 40-yard dash, jumped 40 inches in the vertical. So one of the most athletic prospects we've seen recently, and he's not even 21 years old. He will turn 21 right around the time of the draft. Just a fantastic prospect overall. As a high schooler, he was a four-star recruit, the number 22 running back in the 2019 class. He's from Wichita, Kansas, so he stays nearby with Iowa State, and he immediately produces when on the field with this Iowa State team. Just shy of 900 yards as a freshman, over 20 receptions, but we really see the breakout as a sophomore. And I want to highlight some of his best overall seasons. I think the top season was still probably 2021, but he actually had more rushing yards in 2020. He had 279 carries for over 1,500 yards and 21 scores. In 2021, the most recent season, just 253 carries, almost 1,475 yards, and another 20 scores. But where he really shined was in the receiving game. 41 targets, 36 receptions, and 302 receiving yards. And that was the real difference maker this past season for Breece Hall. He accounted for 9.8% of the targets. He participated in 58% of the routes, and he was able to achieve all this with Iowa State largely being mediocre on the offensive line. They were 55th in pass blocking, 67th in run blocking. Now he's coming out of a zone scheme. Matt Campbell's the head coach, Tom Manning, the offensive coordinator, and this team did struggle a little bit this year, so he's kind of played in multiple schemes. We mentioned the zone running scheme, but this past year they were 54% pass rate. That was much higher than their 46% pass rate in 2020. So this is a guy, obviously, that benefited in the receiving game from the elevated pass rate here, but he was also getting it done against some of the best competition in the country in the Big 12. He had 190 yards against Baylor, 123 against Kansas, 197 against Kansas State, 167 against West Virginia, 136 against Texas, and 242 against TCU. Those are some incredible numbers against some of the better competition in the Big 12. He's not really a guy that's going to get it done on special teams. He is your true three-down back, but there are some concerns. I want to bring you back to the testing numbers here. You see the 4.39 40-yard dash and the 40-inch vertical. That's not something that appeared on film that much, and I don't want to just be a film snob here. When we look at the advanced metrics, there are some concerns for Breece Hall. 2.95 forced missed tackles per attempt was 13th in this class, but more importantly, just 2.84 yards after contact per attempt. That was 42nd in this class. This is a player that at times does not play to his athleticism on the field. He gets caught from behind, which is a concern when he's displaying a 4.39 40-yard dash. There's just a little bit of distance between the testing numbers and what was actually displayed on the field, not just from the eye test perspective, but some of the advanced metrics and forced missed tackles per attempt and yards after contact per attempt. And yes, the 2020 and 2019 numbers do mirror these advanced stats. So this is a bit of an anomaly here, and it's tough to peg Breece Hall moving forward. He has some absolutely elite player comparisons in his range, but he also has some players that are a little suspect as well. Some of the players you're going to see that have a lot of the good profiles, Cam Akers. He's a guy that was 5'10", 217, ran a 4.47. Except Cam Akers was far better in forced missed tackles and yards after contact per attempt. You also have players like Kerryon Johnson, who is also a little slower and also a little worse in terms of forced missed tackles and yards after contact per attempt. A couple other names to mention here. You have players like Ryan Matthews. You have players like Travis Etienne, Felix Jones, Marshawn Lynch, CJ Prosise. You can see we go everywhere from some of the elite players in the NFL to some players that have struggled to stay on rosters in your CJ Prosises of the world. Ultimately, Breece Hall at times is mocked in the first round to the Buffalo Bills, a team that is a little running back needy. But I think you could see him come off early on day 2 to some other running back teams, the New York Jets, Houston, maybe even Tennessee if they decide to spend a late first on him. Those are some teams that could really use him. Tennessee probably an outlier. Maybe in Atlanta would make more sense. But you can see he is going to be, if not the first running back off the board, the second at the very latest. And that should give him a pretty good outlook heading into the NFL, even in year 1. And then unlike some other running backs in this class, no concerns with third down work. He's a guy that is amazing catching the ball. So even though there are concerns, maybe more concerns than some of the top end running backs in previous classes, his full skill set should keep him productive in the NFL through his rookie contract and potentially into a second. My name is Matt Gajewski on Twitter at Matt_Gajewski. Let me know where you think Breece Hall comes off the board and to what team in the comment section. We'll be back with more running back, receiver, tight end, and QB prospects ahead of the 2022 class. We'll see you again next time.